Hi, I'm Tanisha and you're watching this video with just tutors.com. Today we are going to learn about statistics, and in this video we'll first learn about finding mean of ungrouped data, and then we'll try to find mean of grouped data by direct method. So before we move on to the topic for today, let us try some warm-up questions first. If you want to try the questions by yourself, you can pause the video and match your answers later. So question number 1 says the total marks obtained by 5 students in a class are given below. So this is the table that represents the data, and we need to answer that who got the lowest marks. So by looking at the table we can say that Sachin has secured the lowest marks here, and for the B part we need to answer that who have got the highest marks, and that is Rohan. So the answer for this is gonna be Rohan. And let's try the C part that says what is the total of all the marks altogether. That means we need to add up all these marks secured by all the students, and the answer for this would be 2120. Pat your back if you've got all the answers absolutely correct. Well done. Now let's move on to the topic. So whenever we try to find the mean of data that is ungrouped, what we need to do is we just need to add up all the numbers, and we need to divide the sum by the count of numbers we are using. So let's try to understand it with the help of an example. The question says find the mean of 20, 30 and 40. So as we've discussed, we need to add them all up. That says 20 at 30 at 40, and we need to divide that by 3 because we've been using 3 numbers in this question. So that gives us 90 divided by 3, which is equal to 30. Now let's try to understand it with one more example that says find the mean of the following data, and all the numbers are in centimeters. So remember that the answer has to be centimeters in it. So let's try to add up all the numbers. So if we go and add these all up, the answer would be 850, and then we are using 6 numbers in this question, so we'll be dividing that by 6. So if we divide them up, the answer would be 141.67 centimeters approximately. So this is the required solution for this problem. Now let's move on to the next slide. And sometimes the observations are grouped with the respective frequencies. So in that case we need to find XI/FI. That means we need to divide all the observation with their respective frequencies, and then we need to divide that total of XI/FI by the total of FIs. Let's try to understand it with the help of an example again. So the question says find the mean of the data given below. So these are the XIs, these are the FIs, and we need to work out XI/FI. That means we need to multiply these two columns together. So what is 15 times 2? That's 30. That comes here. Then 17 times 3 is 51, which comes right here. Then 19 times 4 would be 76. Now we need to add them all up. That would be 157, and we need to find the total of FIs as well, which is gonna be 9. So to find the mean we need to divide sigma XI/FI by sigma FI. That means we need to divide 157 by 9. So the answer in this question is gonna be 17.40 approximately. Now let's move on to the next slide, and here we learn that how can we find the mean of grouped data. So sometimes the observations are grouped with their respective frequencies, but the observations itself is grouped in the particular class. So for each class interval we require a point which would serve as a representative of the whole class. So that point is known as the midpoint, or the class mark of each class that can be chosen to represent the observation falling in the class. So we can work that out as upper class add lower class divide by 2. This is the formula to find out the XIs. So the class marks, or what we call midpoint, are the XIs for the question. So let's try to solve an example on it. So let's say we need to find the mean of this table given here. So if this is the class interval, then we need to find out the midpoints of all of these, that is upper limit plus lower limit divide by 2. So for 15 to 20 we need to do 15 at 20 divide by 2, and that's gonna be 17.5. So likewise we can find out the midpoint of all of them, which has been already done here. So for the second row it's gonna be 22.5, and for the last one that would be 27.5. Now we need to find out XI/FI. That means we need to multiply this and this, and the answer would be 17.5 times 4 is 70, 22.5 times 5 is 112.5, and then 27.5 times 6 is 165. Now we need to add them all up. That's going to be 347.5, and we've got the total of FIs already, which is 15. Now to find the mean of such datas, we need to apply that same formula again, that is sigma fi xi upon sigma fi. So we can work that out here. We need to do 347.5 divided by 15, which is equal to 23.167. So this is the required answer of this question. Now we have got some practice questions for you, question number 1 and question number 2. So you can pause the video and try both the questions by yourself, but do not forget to match your answers right here. Thank you for watching the video. For more, please log on to justtutors.com.